You don't lose in trading because you're stupid. You lose because no one ever taught you how to survive first. This isn't a story about getting rich fast. It's about staying alive long enough for the market to finally respect you. If you're trading with less than $1,000 and you're still here, this video is for you. I didn't enter trading through expensive courses, nor from a glossy office or in front of multiple high-end screens. What I had back then was an old laptop, an unstable Wi-Fi connection, and exactly $855 in my account, every dollar I had saved over 6 months of evening work. At the time, the only thing I carried with me was the desire to change my life. I believed that if I worked hard enough, learned enough, trading would become the fastest path to financial freedom. I was wrong. Not because trading deceives anyone, but because I stepped into a game far more unforgiving than I had imagined, with a mindset that was far too naive. Every trade felt tense. I still remember my very first position, 0.1 lot, almost half of my capital. My hands trembled, my heart raced, every pip moving against me felt like a tightening in my chest, and every red candle that appeared struck directly at what little confidence I had. Back then, I didn't understand that the problem wasn't a small account. What was truly dangerous was a poor mindset. I stared at the chart from morning until night, hoping for a single wave big enough to turn everything around. The market didn't give me that. Instead, it gave me pressure, losses, a lingering sense of helplessness. When money becomes an obsession, everything changes. You know, when you have less than $1,000, every stop loss, every spread widening, every overnight fee feels like it's slowly draining the life out of your hope. There was a moment when I asked myself bitterly, is it because I don't have money that I can't go far? And right then, an old mentor, someone who had been quietly watching me for a long time, sent me just 3 lines. You're using a small account as an excuse to feed an illusion. A good trader doesn't care how much money they have. They care whether every dollar enters the market at the right moment. Those 3 lines pulled me out of the trance of trading based on account size. That was my first lesson as a trader starting with limited capital. I gradually came to understand something else. Trading with little money isn't necessarily a disadvantage if you're patient enough. Because when money is scarce, you can't act recklessly. You're forced to be selective, forced to be careful with every decision, forced to learn how to survive before thinking about profits. For me, that was the most brutal training period. A small account forced me to wait for clear probabilities, avoid emotional decisions, and above all, keep a cool head in the face of greed. There's a side few people talk about. Many believe that only with large capital can you truly control the market. I don't think so. Those who have traded with small accounts and still survived understand the market most deeply because they've felt real pressure. They know how it feels when a 10% drawdown makes your heart race. They know sleepless nights caused by sizing just a little too big. They understand the fear of holding a losing position simply because they're afraid to cut it. I once met someone who traded with just $300 for nearly a year. He told me, "I'm not rich, but I'm still here." And in trading, survival itself is already a victory. If you're trading with an account under $1,000, don't ask yourself how to get rich quickly. Ask different questions. How do I avoid losing money in stupid ways? How does every trade leave me with a lesson? And how do I build habits strong enough to last, even when my capital is only a fraction of what others have? Money can grow over time. Bad habits don't fade so easily. They follow you for years and eventually destroy even large accounts. That's something those who came before learned the hard way. I'm not telling this story to move you emotionally. I'm telling it so you understand that you're not alone. Many people started exactly where you are now. Only a small few were lucky enough or disciplined enough to survive and tell the story. If you're listening to this video, it means you're still here. That alone tells me you still have belief, and belief is the most valuable asset you have, not the number in your account. Quiet trading. If you see yourself somewhere in this story, consider subscribing. This channel isn't for those chasing fantasies. It's a refuge for those who've lost before and refuse to repeat the same mistake. For those who want to go the long road. For those who see trading as a tool, not an addiction. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Most traders who start with small accounts leave the market within the first 6 months. Not because they're incompetent, not because they're lazy, but because they fall into a psychological trap no one teaches them how to escape. It's the trap of impatience. When you have little money, patience is hard. You want to win fast. You want to take many trades to force results. You want every trade to deliver a big payoff. If it doesn't, everything feels meaningless. But the market doesn't care how much money you have or how rushed you feel. The market moves on its own terms. The more you hurry, the more you pay. The more impatient you become, the worse your entries get. Then you lose and try to recover, until there's nothing left to recover. The urge to grow a small account quickly is poison. When you fund an account with $500 or $1,000, discipline isn't what you think about. You think about the big opportunity. A piece of news appears, you size up aggressively, you make a few $100s, you feel invincible. Then you lose a few $100s. Panic sets in. From that moment, you're no longer trading a strategy, you're trading emotion. And when that happens, you're no longer a trader, you become a gambler wearing a clean shirt. A small account amplifies everything inside you. Have you noticed? Traders with larger accounts tend to stay calmer. They can cut losses cleanly and wait. You can't. Price moves slightly, you're already in. One red candle appears, you panic. A small profit, you exit too early. A loss, you hold on tightly, hoping price will come back. Not because you're bad, but because a small account magnifies every emotion, and emotion is the most dangerous thing in trading. It inflates expectations. It pulls you into low-quality trades. It makes you enter positions late at night when your mind is already exhausted. You think you're controlling the market. In reality, your emotions are controlling you. No one tells you this at the beginning. A small account isn't dangerous by itself. The way you see it and the way you treat it is what truly puts you at risk.
If you see $1,000 as a lifeline, you'll be afraid to lose it, and that fear will seep into every mouse click you make. But if you see it as a ticket into a training phase, your mind becomes much clearer. You'll use that money to learn how to survive, instead of trying to get rich overnight. The biggest mistake new traders make is measuring themselves against those who have far more. You see someone online boasting a $10,000 profit, someone else doubling an account in a single week, and slowly you start to feel small. You tell yourself, if they can do it, I should be able to as well. But you forget one thing. They started long before you did. They have years of experience. They have more capital, and they have systems that have been tested and broken over time. And you're just starting out. You don't have a system yet. You don't understand yourself in front of the market. All you have is a few $100 to $1,000 and a belief that's never been tested. You can't walk into a seasoned game with a beginner's mindset. Yet most small account traders make exactly that mistake. They want the results of those who came before without accepting the road that led there. I was you, and I fell hard. I've opened trades in the middle of the night, hands shaking, eyes glued to the screen as price moved against me. I blamed myself. I shouldn't have taken that trade. I should have waited longer. Then price hit my stop loss and reversed. I thought I was unlucky, but that wasn't the truth. I had no clear plan, and I didn't have a stable enough mental state to trade properly. That's why most small account traders lose, not because they're unintelligent, not because the market is cruel. They lose because they enter trading with expectations that are too high, knowledge that's too shallow, and discipline that barely exists. The market is absolutely fair, but it has no mercy for ignorance. If you treat trading like a gamble, you will pay for it. If you treat trading as a place to train yourself, you'll survive and slowly move forward. So how do you escape that trap? How do you keep a small account from becoming the graveyard of your dreams? I won't promise anything unrealistic, and I won't tell you that you can turn $1,000 into $100,000 in a year. But I can show you strategies built specifically for small capital. Strategies that focus on survival first and expansion later. I know you might be listening to this while the chart is still moving in front of you. Maybe you've just finished holding a position down 30%, or maybe your account blew up just a few days ago. I've been exactly there. I once opened a new account with the very last money left in my wallet. I used to stare at the chart, hoping that this time would be different. But everything repeated itself exactly the same way. Wrong entry, holding on, regret, and finally trying to recover. A spiral with no end. What changed me wasn't a new tool, not an expensive course, not a strategy praised as a holy grail. It was just a very ordinary morning. I woke up, opened my account, saw $23 left, and laughed. Not because it was funny, but because for the first time, I realized I didn't understand the game I was playing at all. I decided to start over, not with money, but with the way I thought. I began to write things down, every trade I took, including the stupid ones, why I entered, how I felt after each loss, and the sentences I kept repeating to myself. This one will definitely win. Just hold a little longer, price will come back. The market is targeting me. And you know what? After 1 month of looking back, I didn't need anyone to tell me anything. I realized I wasn't lacking strategy. What I lacked was a proper mind. I'm not telling you this to teach you what to do. I just want to say something no one ever told me when I started. To become a good trader, you must first become a disciplined person. To make money in the market, you must first survive. And to survive, you must learn to let go of your ego. Let go of the need to always be right. Let go of the expectation to make money every day. Let go of the illusion that you're special. The market doesn't care who you are. It only responds to those who know how to contain themselves. After that near-quitting moment, I set one rule for myself. I don't trade to become a fast winner. I trade to be the one who stays the longest. I won't give you a magic formula, and I won't tell you where to buy or where to sell. The market changes every day. But I can show you a way of thinking and a system simple enough to apply immediately, yet solid enough to keep you alive even when the market turns chaotic. The first step is choosing a style that fits you, not copying others. This is the most common mistake new traders make. They see someone winning with scalping and rush into scalping. They see someone succeeding with swing trading and abandon scalping to chase swing. Very few people sit down and ask themselves, who am I in this market? How much time do I actually have? And how much risk can I truly tolerate? With an account under $1,000, I only recommend 3 suitable styles. First, selective scalping. If you have time to sit in front of the screen and fast reactions, scalping can work, but not random clicking. Effective scalping means waiting for the moment liquidity flows in, then entering cleanly like an assassin. In a New York session, you only need 1 or 2 truly precise entries, no more. Trade less, but accurately. A small account doesn't allow many mistakes, so only trade when probability is clear. Otherwise, stay out. Second, trend-based swing trading. If you work full-time and can't watch every candle, swing trading is the better choice. I used swing trading when I worked during the day and traded at night. I checked the chart twice a day, placed orders, and let the market do the rest. The advantage of swing trading is simple: less screen time, lower psychological pressure, and the ability to use small size while letting trades run longer.
The downside of this approach is that it demands a great deal of patience. Stop losses often have to be wider. You must learn to tell the difference between a real signal and noise. And that's why the third style exists: sniper entries. You don't trade often, you aim and you fire. This is the style I use now. I no longer trade every day. I watch the market like a hunter in the shadows. I wait for moments when the market lets its guard down, and only then do I act. There are months when I take just 1 to 3 trades, but every trade has a clear reason. And once I'm in, I remain completely detached. Sniper entries are especially suitable for small accounts. Fewer trades mean less erosion from spreads and fees. All focus goes into quality, not quantity. The second step is capital management, thinking like an investment fund, not like a gambler. I'll be blunt. If you're willing to risk 10% of your account on a single trade, you're not a trader. Reasonable risk sits around 1 to 2% per trade. That means if you have $1,000, you should be willing to lose only $10 to $20 per trade. It sounds insignificant, but that smallness gives you time. Losers are the ones who burn their accounts so quickly that they never get a chance to correct their mistakes. Winners are the ones who still have capital, enough to stand aside and wait until the market becomes truly clear. The third step is entering trades only when probability is high. Never trade out of emotion. Remember this, you don't need to trade every day to be a professional trader. You only need to trade when the market opens the door for you. I call these reluctant trades. They're hard to pass up, but when you take them, you feel calm. If the trade loses, you don't blame yourself because it was prepared in advance, not an impulsive click. Strategy isn't about which indicators you use. Strategy is knowing when to stay out. Beginners always feel the need to do something. Those who've been around long enough understand that silence is also a decision. I once used this approach to keep a $1,000 account alive for more than 6 months. It didn't grow fast, but it didn't shrink either. And in those 6 months, I learned more than I did in 6 years of just reading about trading. I learned about psychology. I learned how to wait. I learned to shut down the platform when my mind wasn't clear anymore. I learned how to tell myself, not trading today is also a correct decision. A small account isn't a disadvantage at the beginning. It's a furnace, a place that forces you to reshape your thinking. When you only have $1,000, you're not allowed to make many mistakes, and that pressure forces you to become better with every trade. If you survive this phase, by the time you reach 10,000 or 100,000, you won't be afraid anymore, because you'll know you've already been through the deepest pit. The biggest problem new traders face isn't that they don't know any strategies, it's that they don't know which direction to learn or where to begin. You get lost in a forest of trading videos. One person tells you to trade short-term to make fast money, another tells you to follow big trends for the long run. Some backtest hundreds of trades every week, others say 1 trade a month is enough, and eventually you're confused. You're standing in a marketplace of strategies. Each guru is a stall, every voice is a loudspeaker. You don't know who to listen to, and you don't know who to ignore. There will come a phase when you realize you don't truly know what fits you. And this is the most sincere advice I've ever received. Now I'm passing it on to you. If you don't yet know which path to choose, walk both, but with 2 separate accounts. I call it the learn and live model. One account exists purely to learn, seriously and deliberately. The other exists to trade carefully. The live account is like a body of water you must protect. You're not allowed to muddy it because of temporary emotion. Why separate them? Because if you put everything into one account, you'll never know what you're really doing. You're learning, trading live, testing indicators, trying scalping all at once. In the end, you can't tell what's right and what's wrong. When you split them, you separate emotion from results. You can clearly see what actually works. You learn what truly fits your psychology, and more importantly, you protect your capital
instead of putting all your money on the lab table. I only adopted this model after losing 3 accounts in a row, all because I was trading emotionally while telling myself I was learning. Once I separated the 2 accounts, I began to gain control over myself, and for the first time, I felt real progress, structured, measurable progress. If you're truly serious, I suggest opening a demo or scent account to train execution and reaction speed, and a small reel account to test sniper entries using the method you trust most. Set clear rules. The learning account is allowed to make mistakes. The live account only enters when there is no doubt. That way, you learn, you survive, and you don't self-destruct. In the previous part, I shared how to divide your capital into 2 streams, one to learn, one to live. Now I want to continue with the simple tools, easy to use but extremely effective, that help you manage both games smoothly. First, the tools. I don't believe in complicated indicators. I once cluttered my charts with more than a dozen of them. MACD, RSI, Stochastic, Ichimoku, EMA, ATR, CCI. Looking at the chart felt like staring at a circuit board. And then I realized what I needed wasn't more indicators, it was clarity. The first tool is the chart itself. Even a free account is enough to survive. The chart is a map. You need it to observe supply and demand zones, support and resistance, and areas of liquidity. Whether your account is small or large, drawing key zones correctly and patiently waiting for price to reach them is still the sniper's approach. Use H4 or D1 to see the larger flow, then zoom down to M15 or M5 to find entries. Remember this, the less noise you have, the easier it is to keep discipline. The more tools you add, the more you begin to doubt yourself. The second tool is a trading journal. It can be paper, Excel, or Notion. This is the most underestimated tool of all. Most traders only want to place trades, they don't want to look back. But those who go far always review every single click they make. Write down every trade.
So why do you believe that 3 months is enough to live off trading? If you treat trading as a serious profession, you'll begin to respect every small lesson. You'll start to see a small account as a teacher. You'll stop asking, when will I get rich? And start asking, did I trade today like a professional? You know, I've met many people who started exactly like you. They deposited a few $100 to $1,000. They kept journals, watched videos, learned all kinds of systems. But 1 year later, they were gone. Not because the market was too hard, but because they weren't calm enough to continue. Trading with a small account is like walking through a desert with a single bottle of water. You can't drink too fast, you can't run in panic, and you can't lose your head when the sun climbs higher. You must walk steadily. You must conserve water, and you must understand that seeing nothing but sand doesn't mean there's no way out. There is always a path, if you're patient enough. I'm not saying this to sound wise. I'm saying it because I once sat in a 9 square meter rented room with a laptop hot like an oven and an account with exactly $23 left. I punched the wall. I thought about quitting. Then I asked myself, besides this determination, what else do I have? If I quit right now, what would I do next? Where would I go? And that's when I realized something. A small account can't kill you. Only a small mindset can. From that moment on, I stopped rushing. I didn't need every trade to win. I only needed every trade to have a reason. I didn't need big results every week. I only needed to not break discipline every day. Trading stopped being a speed race. It became a walking journey. Those who keep their pace are the ones who go far. I want you, the one listening to me right now, to stop searching for holy grails in trading. They don't exist. What you truly need is a system that fits your capacity, a mind that stays clear, and a heart that knows how to stay out when things are still unclear. If you can hold on to those 3 things, no matter how small your account is, you're already on the path to becoming a real trader. I know you're waiting for something more concrete, a clear plan, a road you can actually see ahead, not a vague dream, but real milestones you can step toward. So let me tell you about a journey. No exaggeration, no decoration, just the real survival path of a trader who started with less than $1,000, like me, and maybe like you. Phase 1, survival and mental conditioning, under 6 months. This is the most important phase and also where most people quit. During this phase, don't think about making money. Think about not losing money in stupid ways. The goal is to understand which style fits you, to learn how to control losses, to keep a trading journal, and to stay out when the market isn't clear. This is where you train a clear mind and a heart cold enough to wait. If you make it through these 6 months and your account is still alive, you've already gone further than 80% of beginners. Phase 2, system consolidation, from 6 months to 1 year. At this point, you're no longer a beginner. At this stage, you begin to recognize how you usually lose. You start to see that the market is selective. Familiar patterns often prove more reliable than news. This is when you begin to build your own system framework. You choose your trading sessions. You filter signals based on personal criteria. You calculate position size that actually fits you, and you narrow down the pairs that move in rhythm with your temperament. This is the moment you shift from reacting to acting with intention. Your account doesn't need to grow yet, but your thinking must become solid. Phase 3, accumulation and growth, from 1 year to 2 years. At this point, you can begin to think about adding capital, not aggressively. Each month, just set aside a small portion of your income as an investment back into yourself. Your account doesn't need spectacular returns, it only needs consistency. Even 3 to 5% a month puts you on a sustainable path that very few people are patient enough to follow. You may also start withdrawing a small amount, $50 or $100, just to feel that this is real. The first time you withdraw money from a planned, disciplined trade feels different, not because of the amount, but because you know you did it the right way. Phase 4, expansion and replication, from year 3 onward. This is when trading is no longer just about you. You begin to think about managing multiple accounts, building copy systems, or managing external capital in a semi-professional or professional structure. From here, expansion becomes gradual. 1,000 turns into 3,000, 3,000 to 10,000, or you keep the same capital but create additional income streams built on the skills you've accumulated through trading. You don't need to become a millionaire in 3 years. You only need to become someone who keeps the promise made to themselves, not to quit like most others do. I've seen many capable people fall short, smart but lacking endurance, given opportunity but not calm enough to go far. $1,000 can change your life if you turn it into a foundation, and 100,000 can collapse if it's built on emotion and illusion. And this is my final word to you, from someone who once had nothing but desire and a small account. You will have many bad days. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, days when your account is deep red and you wonder if you're even meant for this. But remember this, it's on the worst days that a real trader is formed, not when you win, but when you don't quit, even when no one sees you trying. If you're still listening at this point, I believe you're not ordinary. You're not searching for fast wealth. You're searching for a real foundation, a realistic journey, a path you can walk for a long time. If that's true, then let me walk with you, here on this channel, Quiet Trading.